Hey guys, welcome to I Hope This Helps. We have an exciting guest today, my friend Eddie Boa. Eddie, thanks for coming. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up, Eric? Thanks for having me, man. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Newark, New Jersey. Went to Eastside High School, and as you know, we played baseball. We played baseball together. Right after high school, I tried that college thing for a little bit, but started DJing at a local bar, the old Fox Cove, Wilson Avenue. Ironically, right across the street. From there, took on mobile events, mobile weddings, from sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, and I found a little niche in that Portuguese American wedding, Italian American wedding, the Latin American wedding, and 28 years later, I'm still making some noise.
Dude, that's awesome. And by the way, those baseball days, they were great. Remember that trip to Canada?
Hamilton, Canada. I think it was a 17-year-old tournament. We had a stud team. We ended up bringing a championship home. Some glory days from our younger years.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
absolutely.
You were playing hot third base. Tito Corrales was pitching. We had a great team and lots of fun. All right, so now you started at Fox Cove. Now, when did you find a love for DJing and everything like that?
I loved music early on in life, and the whole Fox Cove, I like to thank my old boss and dear friend of mine, still till today, Mario Ferreira from A Touch of Class Disc Jockeys. I got into the whole karaoke thing at Fox Cove, and that kind of found a way to make some money and continue pursuing the DJ thing. And shortly after that, I started doing weddings, and I found that there was a little niche in the calling for Portuguese American DJs, which when I started, there weren't many.
And that's where DJs Unlimited got created?
And DJs Unlimited was born, 1998, yep.
1998. And I was a junior in high school, dude.
Years just went.
We're going back. Holy crap. All right, so let's fast forward. Now you're doing the weddings and everything. You created a huge following, I believe, when you had Bo Vistas. When did you open that up?
Boa Vista was opened 1999. 1999. Was able to find, happened to walk into the local sports bar and knew the owner, made friends, hung out there for a while, and he said he was selling, and somehow it worked out, fell right into my lap, and I turned Boa Vista into Boas, and it was a melting pot of the neighborhood and extended cities like the towns around us. So made some noise on Thursday nights.
Yes, we did.
Thursday night became like the big night there, and that Boa Vista was born and alive and ticking. So that was around until 2006.
Okay. So that was a lot of fun. I loved going there, especially Thursday nights, like you said. And I made lots of great friends through those years. I'm sure you have as well. And now moving forward, I'm sure you did a lot of those people's weddings, right?
The irony of it all is a lot of weddings that we did were couples that met at Boa Vista. And I always had, full throttle on the DJ thing. So even though I had the bar Boa Vista, I always still pushed the DJ thing. Monday nights, Tuesday nights, I'd meet my couples at the office at Boa Vista. If I'd have a bunch of couples holding up, they would be having a drink at the bar upstairs, and I kept on pushing the business. So after I closed the business, I winded up continuing the DJ business, and I opened an office in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which I was there until 2011. And in 2011, DJs Unlimited moved to Union, New Jersey, where it's still at, right on Morse Avenue.
Okay, so now you always had this entrepreneurship bug in you, right? Tell us some of the lessons that you learned from starting at 98 to going all the way until 2025. I mean, you've been in business for a long time. Most businesses don't last more than 5 years, and here you are kicking, 27?
28 years, man. So
28.
I can tell you, do we have enough time? No, so I guess in business, you still got to love it, and I still love it. And keep on thriving for change and changing the industry as far as the music entertainment end of it. Nobody wants the same wedding. Nobody wants the same kind of style. So you kind of adjust with the times and try to be as modern as possible. What are the new tricks? What are the new toys? What are the new gimmicks? New Jersey is the leader in the wedding industry. So if you see anything that's happening at a wedding, you most likely will see it in New Jersey before you see it in New York, California, Chicago. Yeah, I'm proud to say that. New Jersey's a leader in the wedding industry. Everything from the sparklers, what's the new gimmick, what's the new entertainment piece. Jersey really does lead the way. We have some talented DJ companies in New Jersey that really showing the way to everybody.
It really does look like every time I go to a wedding, it feels like it's a show within a show. I mean, it started back for a couple of years ago. They used to have those little photo booths. Everybody went in there with their little props. Now, the other day, wedding you were doing, the revolving 360 camera, everybody going around circling, to these big guys on robot stills and shooting, bubbles and money and fake money, this and that. It really is entertaining. You guys have killed it and been on top of your games ever since you started. Talking about New Jersey being like the epic center, right? A lot of these people, I mean, weddings are getting expensive, right? And all that stuff. But these venues are just getting on top of their game, even more beautiful. And the food is amazing. The cocktail hour, their attention to detail. And it kind of makes the value actually there. What are some of your favorite venues here in New Jersey?
Oh my gosh, there's so many awesome venues. So, for every event, I would say there's a specific venue that'll fit that event. You don't want to go to a venue that holds 300 guests with 120 guests. There's something to be said about, the venue being cozy and the room being warm. It breeds like a more intimate dance floor, intimate setting. So, if I had to pick, there's so many. We're so blessed to be in Jersey, and there's so many awesome venues. I would say, the Park Chateau is beautiful. The Venetian's beautiful. The Nina's in the Park is awesome. Oh my gosh, I could go right down the park and I tell you the Galloping Hill Golf Course, which is a quiet hidden gem in Union County, which is an awesome venue, intimate dance floor, intimate room, awesome setting. So I mean, off the top of my, I could list 40 of them off the top of my head, but they're all beautiful in their own way, and they're all special in their own way.
And being in the wedding business, it feels like it's small, little, everybody knows each other, everybody helps each other out and everything like that, or is it like very cutthroat?
Great question. For the most part, I would say that everybody's, real cool with each other. I tell you, our competitive DJ companies we're still real close and friends, and we bounce ideas back and forth and equipment. Finesse Entertainment, my friend Nestor, Mario from A Touch of Class Disc Jockeys. I mean, two dear friends of mine that, still out there. We're competing for the same work, but we're dear friends, and we're helping each other out in every aspect, from equipment to staffing to ideas and troubleshooting. And working together is always the best way to do it.
Healthy competition is the best thing and makes you stay on top of your game, I bet.
Absolutely. But being friends with them, it just, it's so gratifying that you have a lifeline to call and say, listen, I'm thinking about doing this. Are you doing this? Bouncing ideas back and forth. When you're setting trends and setting stuff, you want to be able to bounce ideas off of friendlies, off of somebody that has the same mindset and that really is in the business and knows the business. You can't go on ChatGPT for that.
That is true. Now, what about these fly-by-night guys that, I could DJ and everything like that? What advice would you have to a couple that's getting married? It's their most important day, and here they are like, my cousin Tony can do it. What would you have advice for them?
So I would tell you, I think where my clients, which are awesome, get the most benefit out of me is the experience. And I would tell you that you can't buy experience. You go online and learn a bunch of stuff, but you're not going to buy experience. And experience speaks volumes. There's ways to do things, but the timing of it is everything. Timing at a wedding is everything. So, after COVID in 2020, there became a lot of DJs. A lot of guys got out there, learned out how to mix in their bedroom, and now they're out there doing weddings. But they haven't seen or adjusted to trials and tribulations that come up in the wedding, and the venue got delayed with the food, or the maid of honor still not here. There's so many little things that happen behind the scene that I think my experience really helps keep the bride and groom at ease and keep the show flowing with nobody realizing what's going on behind the scene.
That is awesome. So, what does a typical consultation with you look like?
Yeah, I guess before the wedding, I would say they're meeting with me for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We go over the wedding songs, parent songs, the intros, the whole timeline, what they like, what they don't like, what they listen to on the radio. I really get to feel them out, what they're about. Who's an introvert, who's an extrovert, like who am I going to be able to get the most out of? But I really do pick their brain to find out who they are, to find out, what they're about, and that'll tell a story in itself. So that, when we're putting our playlists together, I'll remember, she loves boy bands. He doesn't, and I can tell by the facial expressions, Backstreet Boys, and so I know to stay away from or just touch it up a little bit.
All right. So, what if you have someone that likes rock and roll and someone that loves freestyle? How do you mix that in?
That's another great question. So, I like to pull off like acoustic versions and stuff, and you drop them during dinner or cocktail, just to, give the one that loves the rock stuff their touch, and the freestyle stuff we'll try to do during dessert when we open up a Viennese, that maybe they can sing and dance online. I try to work our magic, put our secret sauce in there.
There you go. The last wedding that I went to was that you were running. It was actually a mutual friend of ours, Sean. And, that was a diverse group of people. You had Indian culture with I can say it, white boy from Pittsburgh. How do you handle situations like that, with so many different cultures out there and everything?
So I really pick both of their brains. I had to see where they're about and see what they're about. And, there's a timeline with the day, right? So that half-hour ceremony, 1 hour cocktail, 4 hour reception. So in that 4 hour reception, after you're doing an intro, you're down to like 3.5 hours. In those 3.5 hours, you really got to put your name on it to show the client their personality, come out in the music. So, indie music was a must. And Sean loved hip hop, so we had to touch up on that hip hop. And there's the happy medium of that top 40 stuff that kind of got everybody on the dance floor. That was a fun wedding.
That was definitely a fun wedding. All right, so let's take it up a notch. You're Portuguese, just like myself, and now big thing is destination weddings, and especially a lot of couples, they're getting a lot of bang for their buck and going to Portugal. And I saw on social media that you just did a wedding in Portugal. So how is this transformation going for you doing destination weddings?
Yeah, man, I tell you, the destination weddings have been a blessing. I think I got asked for a couple of destination weddings 20-something years ago. But back then, we're doing the Jersey Shore thing. I wanted to be down at Temptations every weekend, and I was turning down them destination weddings. What's happened through the years, Jersey prices, Jersey venues have gone through the roof. So a high-end venue is going from $350 to $400 on those 23 primetime Saturday nights a year. So couples start seeing, well, for $350, $400 a plate, I could go overseas in Portugal. We're touching that Portuguese American wedding industry. That's where we specialize in. So that's how I'm getting the calls. And I think the clients get their worth out of me is bringing a little Jersey swag to their destination wedding in Portugal. I do speak both of the languages, so it kind of goes hand in hand.
So how does the logistics work with all that? I mean, obviously, you're getting on a plane, you got your crew of people, you got to get all your equipment out there, 6-hour flight, who handles that, who takes care of the payment, the meals, the travel, give us all those, details here.
Wow, you just hit me with a bunch of questions, but I'll do my best. So as far as like the equipment that's out there, we've done weddings in Cascais, Portugal, Porto, Braga, Aveiro. This past summer was Nazaré. I do have 3 DJ companies out there that set up sound systems, which is awesome. They understand the language, they understand what I'm looking for. They actually became friends throughout the year, so we stay in contact all year long. So it's a really easy transition, to show up there. I know who I'm working with, and I do take a DJ with me, so it would be a DJ MC on these jobs. What's a lot different there than these Jersey weddings. Jersey weddings over in 5.5 hours. Out there, we're there for 11 to 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
I guess they get their money's worth out of me by everything I do behind the scenes, leading up to the day and then executing the day. If it's a 12-hour day, I'm dissecting their timeline. And the Portuguese culture is known to eat, and let's go eat again. Let's go eat for another 2 hours, and then let's go eat again. And we start dancing at midnight. So I break all that up. I work with the bride and groom, and I give them my advice on to, listen, let's do a dance set right during sunset. Let's do a dance set right after we open, get into the venue. So I break it up, and I do 25-minute dance sets, 30-minute dance sets, just because no one could dance for 13 hours straight. But no one should be eating for 10 hours either.
That is true, man. I don't know how they can even dance. I mean, I guess they do have to dance it off, right? All those calories they're taking in. So does the bride and the groom to be, are they cover your travel, or is that all in one expense when they meet with you with the consultation? How does that work?
Yeah, so I guess that's the question everybody's always been asking me. Yeah, so the bride and groom do cover our airfare and 2-night stay, and the meals if it's an all-inclusive resort like Dominican Republic, Jamaica, the islands. But at these Portugal weddings, they're not taking care of the meals while we're out there. But they do cover the airfare and the 2-night stay. Those are the expenses. And they pick up the cost of the DJ rental out there, which is minimal compared to what would be here in Jersey.
No, I mean, it sounds like they're getting a great deal anyway. You're getting your music and your entertainment from Jersey, where everybody, like you said, where the epic, where everything begins, right? In the wedding industry, to you're getting your bang for your buck on a 10, 12-hour wedding overseas. And so you're mixing the best of both worlds. And it sounds like to me like you're basically also like a wedding planner. You're giving them everything what they're to know and expect and what to see and everything like that. Eddie, so what are some of the challenges that occur on a destination wedding?
Some of the challenges that occur. Well, one of the destination weddings in Portugal got a full dance floor, and the mentality there is always to eat. And the waiter was giving me a hard stop with a full dance floor at midnight, full dance floor, like we're at total peak. He wanted me to sit everybody down so he could serve ice cream. And I politely told him, listen, I'll just announce it that the ice cream's at the table. I'll announce it in Portuguese and in English. Let's just keep them dancing. If they want the ice cream, they'll go eat it. He put on a big fit. He went to go tell the bride and groom that I need to stop playing the music. The bride and groom were having such a good time. They didn't want to deal with them, but he kept on picking on them, and to the point that I had to stop. And I just felt that was a challenge. It was totally a challenge. I think it should have been dealt with different. That would never happen here in the U.S. That's one. At another destination wedding, I had the wedding planner, which everything was going really smooth also. And pretty much the same thing happened. Like I had a rock and dance floor, and I said, let's go cut the cake and give me 8 more minutes so I can play 2 more songs. And I think I was doing Portuguese. I was in the Portuguese genre. So I want to get all the Portuguese music done at that point, or most of it done, and before the cake. And she put on a big stink that she wanted to cut the cake, and we got to stop the music. We got to go cut the cake. We got to go. I said, just give me 8 more minutes. She's like, I'm gonna go tell the bride. I said, don't do that. Like, let's let them enjoy themselves. 8 minutes on a 13-hour wedding's not gonna make much of a difference. So I ended up stopping it again. So I think the mentality there is a little bit different, as opposed to, here in Jersey, doing a wedding, whether you're working with a photographer, video, venue, the head maitre d', we're putting a big puzzle together. It's all about putting an amazing wedding event for our bride and groom, and everybody does work together. Recently, I was in Long Island. Danny, Greek guy in Woodbury Manor, shout out to him. He was awesome. He saw the dance floor was rocking. I think we had dinner was coming up, and the dance floor was going, and he says, keep them going another 10 minutes. You got them. Like, he's the one who told me, go another 10 minutes. He saw that the the room was calling for more dancing, and the event was going to be a better event if we had that extra 10 minutes in there. So I guess the mentality there is just different.
I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes I'm at a wedding and you can tell the difference. It's everybody's jamming and letting it go through, to opposed to all of a sudden everybody's having a good time and they go, all right, dinner served, and the music just stops. It's just so strange. Now, is there many challenges that occur here, like in Portugal or Jamaica or wherever destination?
So I'm blessed to say that I'm working in awesome venues, right? So if the wedding is like a half-hour ceremony, 1 hour cocktail, 4 hour reception. So let's take it right from the top. Let's say 6:30 is your ceremony, 7 o'clock is your cocktail, 8 o'clock is your reception. We're doing an intro by 8:15. We're doing a wedding song, parent songs, blessings, toasts, and all that gets out of the way by 8:35. So now if you look at it, there's a structured timeline to it, and if everybody's on the same page, there isn't hiccups. But if you have to sway 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it takes true professionals to realize what the room is calling. And when you have a maitre d', like so many great maitre d's here in New Jersey, things just flow really smooth. There's enough time for everything.
All right, so if you weren't a DJ in the wedding industry, what would you want to be in this industry?
Ooh, another good question. I would tell you, I think if I wasn't a DJ, I really enjoy the whole wedding industry. I'd love to be an event coordinator. I'd love to be the day of planner. There's something to be said about keeping everything on a timeline. And when you do these destination weddings, dealing with different cultures, their timeline's off a little bit. So I think paying attention to detail and paying attention to the timeline is super important with any event. I think I would be politely assertive in keeping our weddings and events on track. A wedding coordinator would be something I could see myself doing in the future.
That's actually pretty awesome. So, big thing, we do a lot of entrepreneurships and everything like that. And one big topic we talk about is time management. It seems like you got that down packed, right? How, you handle so many different weddings between overseas and your regular weddings in Jersey and everything like that. So, I mean, I applaud you. Time management is big. What advice would you have to a new DJ looking to get into the business?
What advice would I give a new DJ? I would say comparison is a thief of joy. Concentrate on your goals, your journey, your achievements. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Just do you. Be authentic. I would tell them, don't be a dick. Stay humble, work hard. You never know who you're meeting, who you just might be a dick to that might be able to open a door for you. So I would tell you that's the advice I'd give them.
That's some great advice. So since we're throwing, some words around, tell me some funny things that have happened at a wedding that you've seen or have encountered.
Oh, my God. I think I should start a behind-the-scenes video show of all the crazy stuff that happens at weddings behind the scenes. So many people all gets really stressed out about weddings and their wedding and everything being perfect. So crazy personalities come out and crazy insecurities come out, and the silliest things happen, from people tripping to their hair being caught on fire by too much hairspray, cakes falling. Through the years, I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
All right, now a question. Have you ever seen a runaway bride?
I've seen a runaway groom. Somehow they brought him back, but he did run.
He ran and they brought him back.
I can't even talk about it, but yeah.
Wow. I would have loved to have been at that wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised the wife would even want to get through, and I hope they're still together.
We had a rock and dance floor through the whole thing. Our dance floor was going the whole time.
All right, so, share a little bit of your expertise. So let's say first song that comes to mind when it's a sunset wedding.
The first song that comes to mind for a sunset beach ceremony, One Love, Bob Marley, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Those are two beautiful songs for ceremonies.
All right, so now what about a wedding that people just want to dance and they don't care about the food, they don't care about anything, they're paying extra for more hours because they want a old school surf club, Temptations, Merge, Excess. They want a banger like that. What are you doing for them?
Oh, man. That's an easy one. That's not easy. There's a bunch of good ones, but I would say My Love Is Your Love, Whitney Houston, Jonathan Peters, house mix version.
Yeah. I remember when you were on that mic at Surf Club as well, dude. I remember why you wouldn't want to do destination weddings back then. You were pretty good.
Those are fun nights.
Eddie, you gave me a lot to think about, all right? Now, help my viewers. A new couple about to get married. What advice would you have for them that are looking to get married in New Jersey or have a destination wedding?
Pros and cons. I would say destination weddings are for that couple that would expect to have their closest friends and family members willing to travel out. Now, if they're, where would they go? Would it be the islands, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, or Jamaica, or anywhere in the islands, or Portugal if they're a Portuguese American wedding? I would say think about the guests. Think about how many people would fly out. And if it is 60, you can have a really beautiful wedding on an island like Punta Cana. I would say Punta Cana is kind of like the go-to just because there's so many flights out of the East Coast to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic daily. So the cost of it would be cheaper to fly out to a Dominican Republic. And the pros and cons, the pros is you have 60 of your closest friends and family members for 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 or 5 days. They might turn it into a week vacation. So you get to celebrate your wedding for, several days as opposed to 5 hours. If you get married in Jersey, I would give you the advice, try to match the venue to the amount of guests as best as possible. You never, I spoke about it earlier, you never want to have that venue that fits 200 people and you got 70. You never want to have that venue that fits, 400 people and you got 130 guests. It just becomes a colder room. You want that intimate setting. There's a lot to be said about that warm, intimate setting.
That's some great advice. And Eddie, thank you for coming today. And guys, I hope this helps.